Hey guys, before we start this video, I wanted just to give some trigger warnings for people who have BED, for people who struggle with mental health or depression or anything like that. You're about to enter my dark world of my journey, and I did not try to harm myself at all in the making of this video talking about my past. I just gotta say that for YouTube's guidelines and standards and all that. But do not watch this video if you are, like if I mention any of those things. This is just my dark world of where I was at in my head whenever I was overweight. When I finally realized and had, you could say, that click moment. So yeah, I would say take everything that you hear, what I say, with a grain of salt. But this is how I felt, and this is how everything was. But yeah, enjoy the video, guys. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Erin. If you didn't know, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, and if you want to follow me on all my social media, it'll be down in the link below. So today I wanted to talk about my transformation from being 220 plus pounds to being where I currently am right now. Currently I'm about, gosh, I don't even want to tell anybody where I'm at right now. I'm just saying 170, fuck it. I just wanted to talk about from being 220 pounds plus to now being at my current weight, which is 170. So today, I just wanted to talk about like how I got to being overweight. Okay, so we're going down to childhood. Come down the road with Erin. So when I was younger, my family, my mom really, and don't bash my mom if you know my mom. My mom really didn't know anything about nutrition. My mom never talked about weight. My mom really never talked about anything like that. I feel like that where you're brought up in is not what you will become, but that's just gonna be like your ways of living, the only way that you actually ever know, I feel like. So when I was young, I was actually small. I was actually really small when I was a kid. I was skinny. I remember, got some photos and stuff. I was like about 7, 8, but then when I started turning like about 10 years old, I started gaining weight and stuff like that. I really and truly did not like being in photos. I remember a lot because I don't know what it was, but mentally I fucking hated. If you put me in a photo, I turned into demon child. I don't know what was wrong with me, but I hated being in photos. I hated being, and I remember just being so like uncomfortable in my skin, if that makes sense. Like I was just not comfortable. I was always go through like these depressions. I was that bitch that went into her room and just slammed her door and fucking flared up Flyleaf or Paramore or some shit like that. So when I reached about like 10 in my teenage years, I gained a lot of weight. I would eat like consistently. Eating was just like the way of things around my house. My mom was cooking that Mexican food, you know what I'm saying? My grandma always making that menudo. I was just putting down bowls and bowls. I remember I used to help making like tamales and shit like that. I mean, I was eating fucking everything. I was eating everything, but then also like I remember liking to be outside. Like I really loved being outside, and I liked messing with animals. I liked riding my bike. I used to steal my grandma's boyfriend's bike all the time and just like ride up and down the street. Like imagine this big ass girl just like, I mean, I was huge, but I was active, if that made sense. I feel like that's the reason why I look the way I look in my thumbnail. My stomach was so huge, I held all my weight in my stomach, and then my legs are small and my arms are small, so I feel like I held my weight in my gut, but you could tell, like not tell if I was active, but I liked moving and I liked doing stuff. I remember being put in like gymnastics for like maybe 2 weeks, and I loved how the coach I guess I had at the time when I was a kid in gymnastics, like he taught me within seconds how to do a fucking cartwheel. You know what I mean? And I really and truly love that. I love that escape of being scared. but then like taking on that fucking challenge, you know what I mean? So like, I don't know, like, so I was just big and I was just eating everything. Like, we didn't talk about nutrition. Like, when we were eating, like, when my mom would incorporate greens into our food, she would use canned food, and like, canned food is processed. Greens that's in canned food is processed. I didn't know until like I grew up, and you don't know how much sodium fucking greens holds in a can. So I don't even fuck with greens in a can. That's just, so like, that's how my mom used to cook for us. Like, we'd always eat meat. We're always eating meat. We're always eating canned greens. We were always eating papas, like just all that shit. So I was just gaining a lot of weight, and stuff like that. And I remember like us trying to make attempts to lose weight and run around Thompson Park when I was a kid. And I remember my family talking, not behind my back, but they were just saying like, it's gonna be hard for Erin to lose weight, you know, and stuff like that. And I was just big. I was big, and I was big for a little girl. I remember like stepping on a scale being 211 whenever I went to a dentist's office one time when I was in high school, and I was just like, fuck, you know? But yeah, I was just, that's how that happened. So, and then after that, what is it called? I was getting into high school. In high school, I want to say I didn't waist train, but I did grab one of my mom's wraps, and I used to wrap it around myself and like sweat throughout the whole time I was in school. I tried to do that, and then I got into wrestling for a little bit, and then I got into track as well. And you know, I was still big. I was like in the 170s still, and wrestling I was like 165, but I was still big, and I was still very uncomfortable with myself. So I was like, getting out of high school and stuff, I tried to find some, that's when I gained my weight, I feel like, the most, and I really didn't know. And I started getting into like, okay, so I felt as a kid, I feel like we didn't go into depth, so I'm gonna go more back into my depth of my childhood, because it can't just be that easy. Just like not being in a family that's raised just to eat, and like food was our emotional gateway. Food was just our way of life. When we would go to events and parties and shit, what's there? Fucking food. No one told me, Erin, stop eating. No one ever, the only person that's ever tried to control my weight was my dad. I remember my dad being like, Erin, you know, you really gotta stop eating them ramen noodles, because, you know, you're gaining all this weight. Like, with my dad's the one who, it hurt, but like, I'm glad he did tell me that when I was a kid, because I never like understood. And I'm pretty sure my dad didn't even know like the way to like how to eat nutrition meals. And you know, we didn't own any scales in our fucking home. We didn't own any, you know what I mean? Like, we didn't have that. We were just a typical, I don't want to say Mexican family, but just like Hispanic family that just ate. We just ate a lot of fucking food all the time. So like, yeah, out of high school and stuff, and like whenever I got in a relationship with my husband, I feel like that's whenever like things started changing, because he had an athletic background. I had just a little bit of an athletic background, but I was just like really big. But like, my husband was athletic, and you know, that's how we met. So he had that strive as well, that thrive, I mean, if you want to call it that. So I was just big, and I remember like getting a job, working at it for 2 years, and I was just fucking huge. Like, I remember just being at work, and I couldn't stand for long periods of times. Like, I remember needing to sit down just a whole lot. I was so fucking uncomfortable in my body. My knees were just like wanting to fucking pop, just for me standing in one certain place for a long period of time, because all my weight just like, I couldn't handle it. My back, my knees, it hurt just so much. It's really hard to explain the pain, but it's just literally like, it just hurt like a bitch to hold myself. And I remember just like, you know, I was falling in love with makeup a little bit, I guess, to like distract my ass from the thought of me being fucking fat, I guess you could say. I don't know. And I remember like doing my makeup or something, and then I remember going downstairs telling my husband like, you know, what do you think? And I remember just crying and busting out in tears, because the fucking makeup on my face was not distracting me enough of like, I'm still fucking fat, you're still not fucking happy. This distraction just can't last that long. It's something deeper. It really hurt me to be fucking fat. It hurt me. it made me feel like a piece of shit. I looked like a piece of shit. Just looking in the mirror, any fucking pair of clothes that I put on, any jeans, any shirt, I couldn't find nothing that fit me. It really hurt me. Like, being naked, man, like, what the fuck, like, I just could not even stand the thought of fucking looking at myself. A lot of people may come for me with stupid body positivity or don't say that you hate yourself, but guys, I was at the point break where I just fucking hated myself. I hated myself. I hated being in my skin, and whenever I hated myself and I hated being in my skin, I hated everybody else around me. I just hated everything. I didn't have any type of love or ounce or anything in my body. You know, I had just jealousy and just like hate in my skin, and I wanted to be skinny, and I felt like the world was against me and it wasn't fucking fair and all stupid shit like that, you know? So like, it literally made me just want to peel my skin off, peel my fat off with get a knife and fucking cut that fucker off myself. Like, that's how deep that was for me. That shit was just, I don't know, guys, call it a mental thing. Well, it is a mental thing. I don't know, maybe I needed to see a therapist at that point. Maybe I needed to, I don't know. But I just remember crying my fucking makeup done, because I was so into makeup, you know, and telling my husband I fucking hate myself. I fucking hate being so fucking fat. I hate this shit. I hated it so much with a passion, guys. I would breathe of hating myself. I would fucking just, and I hated just, I just hated it. I hated waking up and feeling like shit. I hated feeling like shit, looking like shit, smelling like shit. No, I'm just playing. So my husband and I started getting into the gym a little bit more. We started eating correctly, and let me tell you, by like eating correctly, we would eat a shit ton of chicken, a shit ton of white rice, and a shit ton of broccoli. There was no weighing, there was not any weighing of the food. There was nothing like, I didn't know nutrition. I didn't know how to weigh stuff. I just didn't know how. So I was still fucking fat. I mean, I lost, I think, like 20 pounds from just like, they call it like the obvious diet, or like it's obvious to stop drinking Cokes. You know what you're doing wrong. It's obvious to stop eating the whole bag of fucking Twinkies, Erin, it's obvious to stop eating the bag of Twinkies. It's obvious to stop drinking Cokes. It's obvious to, like, just the obvious things to cut. I cut those, and I switched it for just a bunch of rice, bunch of shit like that. So I dropped like 20 pounds, and I was like at 200, and I remember I could not like break 200 or whatever. So what I did was I started making like a lot of friends and stuff in the gym, and just like trying to figure out like what would work for me and what wouldn't work for me, and like stuff like that. And then yeah, I just got some pointers, hired a coach, and after I hired my first coach, it was never looking back from there. I mean, I thought about it like this: if this person is giving me the key to lose weight, so I can fucking love myself, why don't I follow this meal plan? Why don't I do exactly what this person says to do if I want to look a certain way, you know what I mean? And you could tell like I deeply wanted this. So from then on, man, like there was no, sky was the fucking limit. I was losing weight down to 190, down to 180, down to 160, and down to 150. I mean, I was just killing it. And yeah, that's pretty much the whole story about all that. Let's backtrack a little bit. When I was a kid, I did get made fun of my weight in high school. I was bullied. I was always quiet. I really didn't talk at all, and stuff like that. So like, yeah, of course there's regular bullying and just shit like that. I was never confident. I never spoke. I never done anything. I feel like being bullied and doing all that shit when I was a kid and just being quiet and just taking everything and just balled it up now to being an adult now. Like, I know, like, I can stand up for myself and what I believe in. Everybody has their own opinion. Seriously, thinking, if you make yourself think that there's love in any situation or that there is a positive solution in any situation, your life can be like so much better. It doesn't have to be bad. It doesn't have to be, you know, negative or anything like that. So I'm tired of running away and hiding and shit like that. Like stuff that I did when I was a fucking kid. You know what I mean? I'm not bringing that shit on into my adult life. But, so, I mean, if you find yourself stuck right now, like you're stuck at this certain weight and you just fucking can't drop weight, or if you're just trying to lose body fat and you're just stuck, man, you just have to like keep going. And if you feel like something's not working, switch shit, okay? You know, switch some stuff around. Fix it. There's something that you can do in order to fix yourself. A diet plan that you're on, or to fix some of your workouts or something like that. Like, you need to be on it for a little while and then fix your situation, you know what I mean? So you can test out the goods and the bads and shit like that. I don't even know what I'm talking about. But I'm not really here to, I mean, yeah, you can get motivation out of this video, but like, I'm here to just tell you my journey. So, I mean, throughout it all, I would have to say, and I remember like, the reason why I wanted to make this video is because I've heard like on a podcast one time, like there's scientists doing experiments on people who have lost a significant amount of weight, like 50 pounds and up or 40 pounds and up or whatever, and they want to know like how are they able to keep that weight off for so many years. And since I've been 220, I think it's been like 4 years since I have not been that weight, and I've consecutively have kept it off. And I would have to say to that podcast that I know I can, if I let myself go, I can get there, no problem, and even more if I let myself go. But I've created a new life for me, and I know this life for me right now, it's not easy, this whole like fitness thing and shit like that. I fight myself and I fight my own battles every day, but like I told you, you have to see the positive into everything. I chose to challenge myself every day instead of being a lazy piece of shit, basically. Instead of like laying on the bed all day, I chose to get up, put on my workout clothes and go to the gym. I chose, instead of fucking, getting some bad food for myself, I chose to make my food this morning and eat what I'm supposed to eat, because I actually enjoy my meal plan. I actually love eating what I make myself. It's just, the flavor is delicious, and I love it, I crave it. So I've kept that weight off for a while, but like I told you, it's easy to go back there. I'm not perfect. I still struggle with keeping weight off and stuff. I can easily gain weight currently right now. But I mean, it's a battle with yourself, and you have to choose, like, do you want to challenge yourself or do you just want to be lazy? That's basically it. I was basically a lazy piece of shit, to be honest with you. Like I said, I didn't care about nothing, like and stuff like that. Also, let's go to relatives and stuff like that. Your relatives are not going to understand what you're doing. They're not going to get it. When you start cutting weight and stuff, they're going to be like, you were average, you were normal. Like, I never thought that, you wanted to lose weight or anything like that. And some of the shit that they say is going to fucking hurt because it's coming from your loved ones. It's going to hurt, but you need to realize that everybody's not like you. Like, nobody's gonna think like you, and you can't be pissed off on what other people think about you, even though if it's your own family and stuff like that. Because nobody, like I said, nobody thinks like you. So there's no problem of you being you. You can inspire this fucking world. You know what I mean? You can change, and you can make a difference. And you're gonna inspire people, man, while you're fucking doing it. You may not think you know you are doing it. What I can say to you is when it's your family members and stuff like that, I would say you can distance yourself, and I would say just keep doing you, because there's not any other better way than doing that. So of course, people, friends, family, they're not gonna get it. They won't get you, but as long as you know what you're doing and you're fucking happy, like I told y'all, like from it fucking with me mentally and thinking stupid thoughts to like now being this person that's inspiring people, being this person who like shares workouts on their Instagram, being a person that just likes to talk to people and help people out on their fitness journey. I mean, fuck, I made a huge ass fucking turnaround. That's just how I feel about that. I mean, it could have gone like a whole lot worse. I could have probably been on 600-pound life. I mean, I could have done all those things, but I'm really and truly glad that I did listen to my body when I was 200 plus pounds. That you're hurting, like you can't even fucking stand that long, you know what I mean? Like, you're hurting yourself. And also what I heard on the podcast too the other day is like, they were saying when you eat and you overeat and you have a binging eating problem, you're causing self-harm. Like, you know how heroin, some people have drug addiction, when you do it, you're causing self-harm. Well, me, I have a binge eating problem, and they said when you go to that point of being numb and you're still fucking eating, that's called self-harm. I never fucking thought of it like that, but I actually thought of it though whenever they were saying it. I was like, oh my god, I'm thinking about food just a whole different way, you know what I mean? So yeah, and then whenever you start losing weight, man, it's not gonna go down. It's not just gonna be, you think the graph is gonna be like this? Nah, bitch, this graph's like this. The graph's gonna be like that for a while. Let me tell you, your body's gonna wanna fight you. And I know you're thinking to yourself, bitch, I'm killing it hard though in the gym, and I can't, it's not happening, man. Just keep going, man. Keep going, and you eventually will get there. And then when you get there, guess what? You still gotta keep doing the same shit that you were doing, man. Cause you just don't stay like that. You can't just, you know what I mean? What you got is not gonna be there if you stop. So, and that's the other phrase that I hate people say. You already got the body you want, Erin. Why do you keep working out? Why do you, bitch, first off, know your science, know your nutrition, know your whole anatomy and how shit works first off before you come at me. Once I stop working out, it fucks with me mentally. You're not me, so you won't get it. That's what you need to say, okay? That's what you need to say. Or you can just share this video to somebody and then they'll probably get the point from this video. But like I was saying, guys, like nobody's gonna get you. So, and you know, you don't have to explain yourself to nobody. If you stop hanging out with friends that you used to hang out with for a long time, and it's been a long time since y'all hung out, went drinking, or done this, done that. If your friends don't get it, man, that you can't, like you need to take care of yourself, then they're really not your friends. And also in this fitness whole journey, I had to understand that the only person I could depend on was myself, too. I was depending on other people to like show up at the gym with me, to work out with me, to hold my fucking hand through the gym. It helped at first, I'm not gonna lie, just to get my insecurities out of the way of being in the gym. But after it all, I walk in that bitch by myself. You really don't need anybody. And if you feel like you need somebody, I feel like you need to change or prioritize. I mean, at the beginning, I understand, like, yeah, I'd get the feel of it, know where the equipment's at. But other than that, man, if whatever your schedule is, and you have to be at work or at school at a certain time, bitch, get your workout in when you can. Like, yeah, it's fun to work out with other people, don't get me wrong, record each other, do whatever, this and that. But you come first, okay? You are your own asset. Your body is your own temple, how they say it in the Bible. You need to treat that motherfucker with respect. So, I mean, like I said, and if you mess up on your diet or something like that, me currently, just bounce right back. That's just something that one of my friends told me. Bounce right back and get back on what you were doing. That one extra mess up is just not gonna fuck you up completely. If I go into a depression, me personally, like I would go into a depression and for a whole week and just stay in bed because I would think, fuck it, you know, I was already gaining and losing like a motherfucker. What does it matter now? See, I could mentally do that to myself, but you've got to find your groove back, man. You need to get yourself hyped the fuck back up. Somehow hype yourself back up and get your ass back out there. Gosh, I feel him. And I'm breathing hard. It's because I ate my pre-workout meal. Erin is out. I need to stop talking to this camera. Alright guys, so that's my journey to Ernie. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, make sure you subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.